That's my
Oh
brother there.
man.
That's my brother.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I'm your host, AD Walker, the pusher, the grower, the motivator. To my left, right is my man Kaneem Curvey, aka Raekwon. Protect your neck.
Protect
Protect your
your
neck.
neck.
Wu Tang forever. And
Absolutely.
down below, Mr. Larry, work it out, kill you in the workout, Banks. So, we're gonna have a great broadcast today. We are talking about financial trauma, and of course, we are not the experts. So I have an expert, the financial guru. I'm calling him the financial guru, uh, Mr. Earl T. Murray. I'm gonna have him come through. We're gonna drop this intro real quick. We got a couple of news stories I wanted to bust out. Uh, Having a computer moment where you can't find something, but we're gonna get started. All right. And Kaneem wanted to share something as well. So I'm gonna let him share right after this intro. And
Yes.
then we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on with reality. We're gonna move on with reality. What's really going
See,
down.
there
All
you
right.
go with that soliloquy. Just get to the intro. Get to the
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
We're back. Let me see. I was trying to share the text. My bad. Me and this texting. I had a hectic morning. Come on. There we go. All right. So, first thing I just wanted to kind of mention, I was going through some news stories, and this hopefully this gonna get too deep or hit home too hard. I was looking at about how why does it seem like sometimes a lot of like almost I guess the diseases or issues are more in the black community than anywhere else. So I was looking at now is Alzheimer's is increasingly becoming a black issue, but I think the problem is it's not being diagnosed. We kind of write just I think as just people, you write stuff off. I feel like my dad is just forgetting stuff lately. I don't think it's anything big. Like it's not big until it's like they forget your name. And forget how to get home or like until it's really progressed, we just write it off as being old, you know and so I was just reading a story just about how Alzheimer's, and doctors are writing it off like they're fine, they're not really doing the test for our people like we should be pushing for, like, just do a test or take a test. So I was just reading that article. I don't know if any guys have experienced. My aunt, she passed away of Alzheimer's as well. She had it, like a dementia, and it was rough because I hadn't seen, last time I seen her, she wasn't dealing with it to that level. Then to see her in the midst of it was like hard. Like I didn't even take my children around her because I was worried about how far gone, where it's just like stranger. Like she don't know even where she's at. Just I'm here, but I don't know what's going on. You know. So I don't know if you guys ever experienced that. I just wanted to kind of mention that. You guys had any personal experience with loved ones? What's up, Jeff,
Oh,
Lisa,
oh yeah.
Mama Corey?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My first experience with it was with my grandma having the Alzheimer's, and it was just weird. Like it was to the point where at first she was like, yeah, she was she would get lost. Like you said, like cops had to bring her home to the point where we had
Wow.
to put a double lock on the apartment door so she couldn't get out, and we all had to have keys
Wow.
to get
Right.
in and
Right.
out, right?
Right.
And I mean, from that experience, we learned how to deal with a person with Alzheimer's or even dementia. They kind of go hand in hand. The dementia and the Alzheimer's, like the way the person is zapped. I use the word zap. Sorry, guys, don't get offended, but that it's pretty much they're not there anymore, right? And thing is, they're physically there, so you still have your
Right.
loved one with you. Um, But then we learned, my brother and I, we discovered that like all the women on our mom's side, it was just every single one of them. We watched it progress, and it was like, wow, so this thing
Like
is genetic.
hereditary.
So we was like, okay, we noticed it's the women, but it can probably hit one of the dudes at some point.
Right.
So let's up our vitamin B intake. If I, with the pilot, but then
Right.
we meet our biological father. We seen that he had dementia. He was on the early stages of dementia, and it was like, wow, this is the same thing. And our younger brother was new to the experience, and he didn't know how to deal with somebody like that. So again, it's like they're still able to physically talk. So just talk to them. Whatever they may talk to you in circles, just do it.
Right.
Go for the trip. And every time they take you back to the beginning, act like it's the first time you met them again, and keep it going. But so if you remember, a while back, it was on Bruce Willis.
Right. Yes. He is.
And if you've seen the video they had, I think it was like a birthday they was having for him. You can see that he physically there, but if you look him in the eyes, you don't know what's going on. It's not even there, right? So, but you don't hear about it until you actually experience a loved one.
Right. So just check with your doctor. Like if you feel it or family members are feeling it, just kind of have the discussion with your doctor about it. Anything?
My brother and I, or what I jokingly say to my wife, like, all right, your day's a number with me. At some point, I'm gonna get the magnet going to hit the brain, and I'll be zapped. And she's like, stop saying that. I was like, hey,
stop saying that.
I'm just preparing you for the worst.
Real, man. It's wild. Oh, yeah. Have you had that experience or?
No, not personally, man. No, not where I had to deal with it frequently. My aunt, her ex-husband, his dad had dementia, and so I went through it maybe a couple of times with him. We'd be in the middle of a conversation, and I introduced myself and this, that, and third, and then next thing you know, he didn't know exactly what we was talking about. We just got through talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And to watch him.
Oh, that was wild right there. That was wild. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? He froze up. He froze up.
I thought he got zapped.
Because you said it like right in the middle. He just like, what?
Oh man,
that was wild.
Yeah. But no, not personally for a long period of time, but extended family, they went through it, so that's how I got a little taste of it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, it's getting on one time to pass too much. I know you wanted to share some news, and then we can get my brother Earl in here and talk about financial trauma. Just give us the update. What's going down?
Oh, you talking about in the news of Trump? Yeah, man. Y'all got to be very much aware of what's going on in the indictments of Donald Trump. Now we passed the 70 mark as far as how many charges he done got dealt with.
Okay.
Now, Fannie, our lovely DA in Fulton County, she is ready to drop the hammer on him, and that's gonna be another one. So that'll be 4 felonies. 1, 2. Now, two of them are federal. No, I'm sorry, 3 felonies is gonna be 1 state. Now, they supposed to be trying to put a gag order on Trump this week because of the statements that he made. If you come after me, I come after you. So now, now when they put this gag order on him, you know he ain't gonna be able to keep his mouth closed because he's campaigning. You know what I'm saying? So you know if he's not reading off a teleprompter, he gonna open his mouth and he gonna say something. So I suspect Trump. This is just me now. In the next 30 days,
30 days.
After they put the gag order down, they got to put the gag order on there first.
Okay, so it's got a gag order.
Got to be the gag order. That's the only way it's going to play out. That's the only.
We're gonna violate. He going to jail. Okay, All right, let me I'm gonna bring Mr. Earl in. I don't know where his
That's it.
political stance is, and no
That's it.
disrespect, Mr. Earl. If it
Yeah.
is pro Trump, we still respect you. We still want to hear what you got to say. And I apologize. I realize, when it comes to politics,
Well, I mean,
it gets very righteous.
that's just my news break. Let Mr. Earl talk about what
This is
Mr.
Mr.
Earl do.
Earl, financial trauma. Also, so good morning, Mr. Earl T. Murray the third in the building. Good morning,
The
sir. Good
third,
morning.
the
Welcome.
third. That's what I'm talking about. There's 3
Good
of them running
morning, brothers.
around here.
How are you?
Oh, pretty good, brother.
Wait a
Pretty
minute.
good.
Good man. Looking good in that teal.
Welcome, sir, to the Brothers of Legacy. Welcome. So my last news story was the Mega Millions is at $1.5 billion. $1.5 billion.
Yes,
And I
yes.
use that number as of course, someone could win all of it, and they'll probably get about 500,000 after tax, after taxes, but still good. But
That's a good question though. Let me let's pause it right there. Now, Mr. Earl.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you pay them taxes on that type of money, do you get any type of return on the following year, or is that tax money just gone?
That money is probably gone. You're just paying your fair share. Well, let me also say this. It probably depends on your. Hopefully, when someone wins when that type of money, they are hopefully they'll break out even, so that they don't owe anything. So, but yeah, that money is usually they take that off the top. Any type of gambling winnings, I think when it's over $5,000, they take that money right away. The government wants their share, and they know if you don't, they don't know if they don't take it right then and there, they're not gonna get their money.
They're not gonna get their money.
Okay, okay. So that tax money is all the money that you gain from that, you don't pay taxes no more on your winnings, correct?
Yeah, so
That's
you'll pay the federal and state taxes. They'll take that off the top, and then when you file the return, you'll see whatever else may be due.
Okay, all right. So my $500 million after I pay taxes is still gonna be mine. I ain't got to pay no taxes next year on that same money.
No, yeah. So that 500 may become somewhere around 250. Somewhere between 2 and 3 when it's all said and done. And then, but afterwards, whatever you do with it, it'll work itself out.
Gotcha. All right. My bad,
now,
AD.
if you go and make that money to do something else, then that's a different scenario.
Right. There you go.
Okay.
Let them know.
So,
Let them know,
okay,
Earl. Hey, that money flip or double, you got to pay tax on that too. That's earned.
Yep.
That's earned income. I know that
one. On earned.
Okay, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah,
all
there you go.
Cool.
Carolyn says if you invested, you'll pay tax on any earnings. So,
just like after that 1,200.
Right. All right. So we got Mr. Earl T. Murray in the building. I have now called him the financial guru. If you don't know, today is Financial Tuesday. This is our time to talk about money and what's going on and how to be more financially astute with the funds that you got coming in. This term financial trauma came to me. I saw it on Twitter and someone just asked the question, have you heard of financial trauma? They gave no definition. So I started Googling like financial trauma, but it began to make sense. Then my brother Larry hit me up. I put it in the group. He's like, I know someone that can talk about this. So I'm like, yes, get an expert in here. So we're not just being Google experts on this platform, just sharing what we just see on Google, So I want him to kind of discuss it. And so I want him to introduce himself, Earl T. Murray, explain your background so they understand that you're not just playing a financial guru online.
Right. Sure. So good morning, brothers. My name is Earl T. Murray III. I've been in the financial space, both personal and business finances for over 10 years now. I consult and advise business owners on how to make, manage, and multiply their money, and do that in a dual manner. The first one's through my company, which is called the Entrepreneurs Accountants, where we provide accounting, tax, and business consulting services to business owners. And then I coach business owners through major life transitions and help them be able to profit from their pains and their pivots. And it's when I'm in that coaching space is when we're dealing with a lot of people in this financial trauma space. Financial trauma, well, I can give you some background, some education as well. Have a bachelor's in accounting, and I have a master's in financial planning and law, which deals with the biblical, practical, and legal aspects of finance. So so well versed in this space. I've coached anywhere from crackheads, and I've coached people who are multiple saying figures. Um, that's and that's real. It's how we
Yeah, yeah.
had to do it. So um, I think what's important about financial trauma as we talk go into this topic, most Americans or most people have experienced some type of financial trauma in your life. If you have when it's time to examine financial trauma, you look at what are some of the patterns and behaviors that many individuals have gone through in their series of life. So if I lived in a situation, I could have lived in a single family home or a single parent home, and we were always strapped for cash. And so because we were strapped for cash, then that means that I no longer want to live in that. I want to see the better. I want to see the better side of things. And so when you have two options, you can look at a way where I see something that's flashy and I want to go out there and get it. That's the fast money. Or I can go out there and do it, take it the slow way and find an easy route and find a more meaningful way to be able to go out there and get it. We'll find that in many of our urban communities, that's what has happened to many of our young brothers and sisters. They wanted to go out there and get fast money, and they resulted to a number of things. That's easy, something that's financial trauma. You can easily go into a college setting, and the one thing that they throw into many 17, 18-year-olds is student loans. It's the first thing that you're given. And so now you're dealing with the financial trauma on how am I able to pay this student loan debt?
Right.
At
Right.
some point of your life, you may become unemployed, or you have a
Right.
medical condition. What happens when you face those type of situations? It's
Right.
the mindset on how you have adjusted to as you're facing these life transitions. So financial trauma is something that is very, very common and that we'll all face, but it's how we cope and how we can pivot when we go through those situations.
So, would you say it's having a trying to have a healthy relationship with money, um, to elude like the financial trauma? Because I think if you're constantly like struggling, if you've struggled throughout life, right, or grew up in a household that struggled and holding on to money, when you become an adult, you have a hard time investing because you don't want to lose any money, or like we talked about yesterday, me and you, before the show, um, about athletes that get a large sum of money and they burn through it fast because they feel like, I've grew up in households that got thousands of dollars and they just burn through it because it doesn't last. So you got to quickly do something with it before it just goes away. Like in your mind, you're thinking it's going to go away anyway. I might as well burn it where I want it to go, and so how do you, with that, how do you change your mindset about your relationship with money? How should you look at money? Because I
Mhm.
think a lot of us, including me, I've held back on obvious pretty good investments because I'm like, I don't want to lose that. My fear of losing that
Mhm.
money outweighed the possibilities. Um, so how do we have a healthy relationship with money? And you guys, of course, can jump in, Larry and Kaneem. You know, how you feel about your relationship with money and how you seen other people just not like, why do they just burn through money like that? What is it like? You get money, it's burning a hole in your pocket. I gotta spend it. I gotta spend it. Someone's
Oh
gonna take it.
man, bro, I
So
was
I
looking
think
at. I was. Oh no, go ahead, Mr. Burrow.
no,
Go ahead, Mr. Earl.
yeah.
Tell it.
So the one thing you want to look at, I think, as human beings first, are you naturally a spender or a saver? Now, both people you need in life, and it's completely okay. I tell people off the top, I am a natural spender. Sometimes that can drive my wife crazy, but she's but it helps to bring balance in terms of the things that we want to be able to do. You have to know, are you a risk taker, or are you more conservative with as it relates to money?
Right.
What is your attitudes and feelings about money, and as it pertains to poor people or wealthy people, or because I'm a firm believer that your words have power. So that's one thing. But to get back to what you were saying, I think it's important that for anyone at any income level, the importance of being able to have a financial team. And we're not, it doesn't matter if you have a little bit of money or if you have, millions of dollars. At least pay the investment to be able to speak to someone that they can be able to guide you in terms of being able to make financial decisions. Because as you grow in income, your conversations are different. The conversations that you were having at 30 and 40, $50,000, or when you were a college student, are different when you're dealing with when you're dealing with 100, 200,000 to 500,000 to $1 million. Those conversations are different, and so making sure that you have the right team in place that can be able to assist you with your long-term goals. Those individuals, many of them, they spend because overnight they've gone from zero to multi-millions of dollars, and no one in their family has ever lived that kind of life either. So you have everyone who've probably made less than $100,000, and they now have this access to all of these funds. It's a very scary situation to be in. And so just because your mom she puts stuff in a shoebox doesn't mean that you can't put these type of millions of dollars into a shoebox, because that's a lot of shoeboxes to fill.
Right.
So the reality is that having the conversations with people, knowing what is it that I need to do. So most people we don't even have financial goals on what we want to do with the money that we want to bring in.
Right.
What is it, if I know that I want to own a home, or I want to have a brick and mortar business, I want to have these different things, I have some money targets to be. And so some of the challenges that we see is that most people they can't put a purpose to their money, and that's why it goes all over the place.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Were you about to share anything or her? Larry, go ahead.
You got me all over the place now. I was a couple of things I wanted to touch on, but I'm gonna try to work my way backwards here. Now, when it comes to setting a purpose for your money, right? Let's say, and with that financial goal, you set the goal, but it's like, I don't know how to make the mark, and that's always been one of my issues. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm trying. This is the goal here. and then I see, like these news stories where these people's like, yeah, I paid all my debt off, doing this and followed a rigorous plan. But like, it's always been like, how do you even get started? Like, where do you pinch? Where do you? I'll just put it out there. I'm not one of the savers, and I think I drive Mrs. Banks crazy.
Said you're not a saver. Okay.
right.
Oh,
But at the same time was so that but also so that the question was a how for that. But the other thing was right. I wasn't that household growing up, and like hey, like even when it even came down to hey, can I get like everybody in my high school, like my senior year, had on these certain pair of Jordans, right?
oh,
I
not the
had the,
Jordans.
but I got the Nordens.
You know?
It was, you can't be a senior in high school and still not be able to rock. So fast forward,
Right, right.
I was, and I'm about to touch on the two things here. It was, and when I finally got into the J game, right, the Jordan game, getting them, it was because I was like, you know what? I spent all these years the money trying to take care of the household, doing this at a third. I never took care of myself. Now, is that a problem taking care of myself? You know,
Okay. Okay.
but at the same time, I have a friend who he uses this phrase, and just off our trip last week, I met this guy, this couple, and he actually said the exact same phrase, and I don't like it. You ready for it? Are y'all sitting down? It's only money. If I was already
Only money.
financially
Okay.
traumatized, that doesn't send me back into the clinic with the jacket that buttons up in the back because now I'm messed up. I don't know what.
All right. Before you jump in, Earl, I'm gonna let Kaneem. He was about to share something, and then I want to ask: is he a spender or saver?
Sure.
And I guess I'll share as well.
Oh no, man. I mean, I think naturally I'm a spender,
Okay.
but consciously I save. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Like I'm real conscious about because I've been like the last few weeks I've been like looking at these old school cars. I'm like, do I want to drop 20 grand on this car for it to sit up in my driveway 6 days a week? Because I'm only gonna drive it maybe once or twice. I'm like, I can spend that 20 grand and see if I can make that 20 grand into another 20. You know what I'm saying? Let
Right.
me see if I can flip this 20 instead of
Right.
just
I got
looking out the window. I see my 20 grand out there looking so good.
you.
It was like,
It's
so
so
I was
good.
like, nah, I'll wait on that car. But yeah, I think I'm consciously a saver, man. And my wife get on me about that all the time. Like Larry talking about it's just money. I was like, okay, well, it's just money until you ain't got none. So when you ain't got
Yes.
when you ain't got no money,
Yes. Yes. It's more than
yeah,
that. It's life.
yeah. When you ain't got no money, it's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
yeah, go ahead. So Larry, your buddy who you met last week, it's just money. He got a whole lot of it. That's why he can make that statement. You know what I'm saying? Well, he ain't like me. You know what I mean? He definitely ain't like me. So you'll never hear me utter those words. At least not sincerely. You feel what I'm talking about? It'll always be a joke if I'm saying, "Oh, it's just money." I better be laughing right after that. Ha 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 ha. Ha. Yeah.
Nice. All right, Earl. Is it just money, Earl? Is it just money?
No, especially when you don't have. I'm gonna go with Kaneem's point. If you don't have it like that, you gotta have it. You gotta have some things in place because I mean,
Right.
it's clear that that person is in a different place, season, and life. But for most of us, it's like we got to go out here and make these dollars work for them for themselves.
Yes. Thank you,
Um,
Earl.
and so we have to um we have to be able to get those things in order.
So what's up, Chris? He said, I've been living in a cashless society ever since I got married 36 years ago. Shout out to Chris. What's up, man? Good morning. Oh, man. Jeff said those words never crossed my lips.
Yeah, exactly, Jeff. My man, Jeff.
Yeah, and yeah, I do have to add that this guy he started, it was a young guy started an ice cream business a boat in the middle of the water, and between the months of May through August, he nets 300K. So he vacations the rest of the year.
Just
So
money,
yeah, when he
Janine.
says, so
Just
like
money.
you said, he's definitely in a different echelon. But so
Oh,
now
yeah.
this is the other question I have here. Why does it seem like Christians are the ones
Uh-oh.
who is, you know what I'm getting at?
Uh-oh.
Like, yeah, it's like
You
look,
ready?
I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, and my bank ain't banking.
You ready for the answer?
Yeah, give
Are
it
we
to
ready?
him, Earl. Give it to him, Earl.
Ready.
Because you've been given bad doctrine.
Ooh.
Ah, ah,
Ooh.
oh,
All
hold
right.
on. Hold on. Somebody open the Bible up and get to a verse and spit it out. Oh.
All right.
It gotta be a verse out the Bible that's gonna back that up.
Yeah, it's about 2,360 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nice.
money, business, and finance is the number one topic that's taught in the Bible, and what most people don't know. After you get saved and all that good stuff, God wants you to go out there and be productive into the world. And so it's not about being money hungry, but you have to be able to fulfill your kingdom assignment. And so if you and so if you are and if you're living within that, then you can be able to do it. But yeah, it's bad doctrine. Most people came from a place of poverty. So if you came from a place of poverty, then you want to preach poverty.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't know
And
how to be prosperous. I
Yeah.
get that. I get that. That's why
So
I try to surround myself with folks who are financially stable and who are trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to get out of that circle of folks who had less than and didn't see that they could have more. Because if you don't have vision to get more, then we stuck in the same place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
mhm.
I try. Well, when it comes to finances, I laugh and joke. We'll play cards and we might have a drink together or something like that, but that's social. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But
Yeah.
I try to keep that social to a minimum if you're not trying to get more. Because while we being social, you still got that, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. I'm like, yeah, you ain't gonna never have nothing because you got that I can't mentality. You know what I'm saying? I'm the opposite spectrum of that. Because I'm trying to get it all. I'm trying to put a crown on my head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyway, moving right along.
Oh, so okay, so we talk about in our churches or whatever, changing that mindset. What would you say is one of the um preconceived notions, when it comes to money that keeps us, I guess, in a poverty mindset, right? And I'm a defend my man that was on vacation with, well, not with Larry, but in the same space, where it's only money. I think when it comes to taking a chance or investing, do you think we have, when it comes to saving, can it be an unhealthy relationship? Saving, like, now I gotta save everything. Like I don't know. I think I'm in between. Like, I don't really spend like that. Um, I don't know if I'm a big saver. Like, I'm a spender on things I see as far as like new gadgets or electronics or things that help the broadcast. Like, oh, that might work. Oh, that might work. Like something new or fresh. Like, I'm a tech maybe spender, but I'm kind of like Kadeem thinking like, do I really need to pay that much for this thing?
But
But
let me ask
can
you
you?
this. Let me ask you this,
Go ahead.
AD. The
Yeah.
money that you spend, let's say frivolously,
Yes. Frivolously. Yes.
the money that you spend, would you say is more than $200 a month?
No.
Less than?
Less than frivolous. Or less
Yeah.
than.
I'm talking. When I say frivolous, I mean you could. I
I
guess I
know.
would have to
Like, I could.
define frivolous.
I mean,
Like,
I could do something better with this money than to spend it on this thing.
yeah,
Is that
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I know me. I'm like, I probably frivolously spend about
yeah?
$200 a month.
Okay,
But I
just
will
on
say this: I also save $200 a month.
200,000. Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
I feel what you're
So
saying.
if I'm just out here spending recklessly, I need to save intentionally. Yeah, on
Right.
my end. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's how I look at it. Now I don't save as much every month. It ain't the same,
I got
but as long as I see that savings keep growing, it might only grow $100. It might only grow $50,
you put
but
something.
it's growing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Right. Um. He said, preaching poverty. How do you transcend to preaching absolute abundance? I don't know.
Sure. So I think I'll be able to answer that. I think so in 3 John 2, one should
What's
be
up?
prosperous in all ways. And
Yeah.
so being prosperous, it is more than just financial health, but your physical health, mental health. Because if you think about it, if you are if your physical and your mental health is off, that has a financial impact as well. So it's about
Mhm.
having a balance in all parts of your life, especially
Right.
as men being husbands and fathers and all those other things. You have all of those different responsibilities that you have to be able to balance. And
Right.
so and so being able to have those things in check. Going to the doctors, yes, that is something that's small, but it's those things that if you don't deal with them that small, it can ricochet into build that is something that is different. So looking at all aspects of your life in terms of where do you want prosperity and abundance, and every year we should be able to grow to more and more to those respective goals.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Now, so I got a doctor's appointment today. Now that you didn't brought that up. Now, AD,
Yes, sir.
when last time you had a physical, my brother?
Last month.
Great. That's what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
I'm on,
Good
I'm
for
on, I'm
you,
trying
my
to be on top
brother.
of this thing.
I
Get
be
the
a
whole
little
shebang.
concerned sometimes. I be a little concerned
Oh,
sometimes.
not for
I'm
nothing.
just saying. Hey,
I take care of myself.
you need to. You need to. Because I'm a firm believer in that now because all the stuff that I went through. So I'm
Nice.
just trying to preach that to those like, hey,
Yeah, 100%.
if you don't know your body, you need to
Right.
start knowing your body. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And
100%.
start all them little clues and tips and aches and
Right.
pains. Go figure that
Right.
out. Go have somebody evaluate you and get them blood tests, get them labs. Because I
Yeah.
mean, you might not feel it, but it might be something going on in your body that you need to address.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's
Right.
best to know early than to know late. You know what I'm saying?
I need
True
you to
indeed.
say
All
that
right.
last line again.
It's best to know early than to know late.
Make sure you guys hear that.
True indeed. That's a health moment right there with Kaneem. Appreciate you, man.
There you go.
Appreciate
Yes,
you,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
But
call.
Make
anyway,
sure you go see the doctor.
back to brother Earl. Tell it, brother Earl. Tell it.
um, so hold on. So Chris had a good question, and I love to hear Earl's take on this one. So, what's the best financial advice you've ever received? What's the best financial advice you've ever received?
Stay in your lane and work it well. Um,
Mm,
and so I believe that when you walk in the purpose and what God has for your life, it allows you that's where your money is.
right.
So for some people it could be like weren't you an athlete, Larry? So fitness is not new to him.
Right. Right.
And so it's just how do you monetize it? Or how do you
Mm,
grow and scale and make it? It's really staying in your lane. I've done teaching for a number of years. So and I always find myself doing, some type of teaching somewhere, walking through that space. And I believe that, many people um if you got the gift of gab, many people been told to shut up, but really they're great communicators.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
because you're a great communicator, or you know how to connect people together, build communities, do all those other things, that you can get paid off of it. And we live in a space today where people make hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars just being able to do that. And I believe that if you
Right.
walk in your God-given assignment, that's where your money is. So staying
That's
in,
good.
knowing your
Yeah.
first, you got to know your lane, and
Right.
then stay in it, cultivate it, work it, and I think that's where your money is.
Nice. Nice. That's good. That's good. Jeff says I have a certain amount I need in savings to feel comfortable. Let's
Oh,
see.
yeah. I'm right there with you. Right there with you, Jill. When
So
that number decrease, I shut everything down. Ain't no more pizza. Ain't no burgers. You know what I'm saying?
We
Ain't
got
no
food at the house.
ain't no Chinese takeout. Yeah, just get in that kitchen, go in there and make your hot dog or something. We ain't doing that.
come on now, it's summer.
Hey,
So
we ain't doing it.
right, passing is good, but okay. Let's see. Richard says, so what if you know your purposes, your passions isn't that good, but how do you know the purpose you're talking about? I guess knowing your
Desire.
lane.
I think it's looking at desire.
Okay.
What's at the core of who you are, some of the things you like to do. Sometimes you have to test some things out.
Okay.
Test some things out, see what you like, what you don't like.
Right.
And go from there.
Yeah. 100%.
Like I like listening to music, but I can't play it with the lick.
Yeah, yeah. I feel you on that. I don't play no instruments either.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I agree with Earl, and I think just starting your journey, start out because you'll be surprised once you kind of put yourself out there what you'll discover. Like well, Jeff just made a good point. He said, very good, Earl. He said, I was always in trouble in school for talking. When I got it to be an adult, I got into sales. You realize, how your talking can turn into an income. Um, he said, according to the book of Earl. So, yeah, I think just starting out on the journey, it's never, to me, I feel like it's never really a straight path, but you kind of figure out, especially if you've not worked in your purpose as a young kid. You know, the best part, like when you're a singer as a young child, everybody already know. Like, oh, you can sing. I know. That's kind of like the easy path in a sense, but outside of that or athletics, you don't know, how to find I'm about to say uniqueness. He said, listen to life. Little plug. He said, listen to your life, following your unique path to extraordinary success. All right,
So
Karen.
you know what, to add on to that, I think
Yeah.
as parents is to identify what those things are in your children. And I think like
Right.
for athletics it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Singing, it may be easy, but and look into some other ways in terms of what are those things that that's being cultivated within your children.
Right.
And then look at and but for most of us, when you have gone for you're for 40 and over, you're like, what's the common denominator? What are some things that has worked well or haven't worked well? Because
Right.
sometimes your best stories come from the things that didn't go well.
Mm. That's,
Um
that's
and
good.
and so looking back at what some of those things are is really the advantage of you being 40 and over. You got skin in the game. You
Right.
can be able to teach and train or mentor other people to avoid some of those pitfalls that you went through.
Right.
And so those are some of the things. I mean, it's people out here, they make money coaching people how to navigate through a divorce, how to make making relationships work, and you
Right.
know it's I think it's money to be made. It's having the confidence to believe that you can go out there and do it.
Right. Right. I think that's a big one right there. Just having the confidence. Having that confidence. Because and wouldn't that go like, so going back to the financial trauma, wouldn't there be a fear of investing?
Yeah,
A fear
fear,
of getting into
fear of
new things.
investing, fear of success. Yeah, fear of
Really?
success.
Have you, okay, so, and let me throw this out to my brothers. Have you guys, because I know Kaneem, he's done a lot of entrepreneurial launches and have had
Yeah,
several different
I'm
relationships,
trying to do one
business
now.
wise. Have you guys ever missed out on something? Have you guys ever missed out because of hesitation? He said, "You look surprised, right?" Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I have. Yeah,
Would
yeah,
you say?
yeah. I have. I have
Okay.
a few times, man. A few times. I had an opportunity to get into this to invest in this apartment complex. It was 40 units,
Okay.
and the dude that was pitching it, I mean, he was cool, but we didn't have a relationship as
Right.
far as like a friendship. It was more of
Okay.
a business opportunity,
Okay.
but um, he ended up getting another investor, and I missed out on that. That would have been a real lucrative deal, but I was hesitant when I should have
Gotcha.
just I should have followed my gut. My gut was saying go for it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But I was like, no, I'm not sure about that. And it wasn't even well, I mean, it was money. I mean, $40,000, but it
Uh-huh.
wasn't ridiculous. You know what I'm
I got
saying?
you. Right. 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 Right.
So I was like, I don't know. But shoot, I might be a millionaire right now. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I know he doing well. I mean, well, we
I got
still
you.
not friends, but we're acquaintances. You know what I'm saying?
Acquaintance. I know. I get you.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
would you say that was probably the issue? Like you knew him, but you didn't know
yeah,
him.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
got you. I got you.
But
I
yeah,
got you.
so but I was young then though. I
Right.
was still in my 30s. You know what
I
I'm
got you.
saying? So that's all that was. But it is what it is. I done missed out on a few opportunities, man.
I got you. That hesitancy. And Earl, would you say that's part of the trauma sometimes? It's just uh things that's happened in the past and you kind of pause, on taking that leap because things have gone wrong. Or you've had family members, because that's a big thing. I'm gonna get into this, and you got family members that's
Mhm.
barely invested anything tell you that's dangerous. Someone displacing their trauma on you, um, when it comes
But
to
I think
money.
that but you have to. I think you got to know in life, and you gonna win some, you gonna lose some. I mean,
Right,
that's just a
right,
part of life. And I
right.
think I think sometimes we have been trained, and I'll say sometimes this is through education, that you have to always win, or it's an always upward scale to life. And the reality is that you got to come back down, just like the
Mhm.
stock market. It's going to,
Right,
it has to come back down. Housing prices, they go up and they come down. Interest rates, they go up and they come back down. And I think
right,
if you understand, but over time things do get better. It's just about riding it out, but making sure that you're riding out on the right things. And
right,
it says some businesses you get into, you know, it's not going to work out.
right,
But it was really for the training ground that'll lead you into the next thing.
right. That's good. That's
You
good. The
know,
lessons learned.
um, I think many of us, somewhere along the lines, either we've done multi-level marketing or we have had a family member that have done it, and
Yes.
it has helped. You may not have done it for the long road, but there's some nuggets that you pick up that'll
Right.
help you out into whatever the next thing that'll that you'll want to do.
Exactly. That's how I look at it, man. I'm always winning, whether I win financially or whether I win with knowledge. I'm always winning.
Right. Indeed. Indeed. He said, let me get up some of these comments. Oh, Carolyn asked a question. She said, would you say it's important to do the work to overcome your trauma?
Oh, you have to continuously do it. And I think it's an ongoing thing. You have to and you have to know that it comes in cycles, because let's say you get over a hump and you start dealing with something else, you're going to be
Right.
tested again to see if that
Right.
trauma still exists. So I think that there's new levels to these different circumstances as you're going up, but it becomes easier because you know what the triggers are. You know
Right.
how to handle a certain circumstance because you can reflect back to what you've overcome or what you've seen someone to overcome.
Nice. Nice. Okay. All right. So how can we connect with you? I got your website up. Let's see.
Sure. So you can connect with me at ET Murray III, ET Murray III on all social media platforms, Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram, all that other stuff. The entrepreneursaccountants.com, which is my company. And that's accountants with an S. And so
my bad.
feel free to connect with me there. And yeah, let's talk about how we can be able to help you along with your journey.
All right. So I hope to have Mr. Earl T. Murray back in the building next week. Because I want this, to stay on this financial track every Tuesday. Tuesday will be Financial Tuesdays. We're going to talk about money because it's important, right? Or not.
One of the
It ain't
most
nothing. It ain't
important.
nothing but money, brothers.
So,
It's nothing but money.
see, you can answer this real quick, Earl. 'Cause I'm over here like taking notes and trying to figure out what my lane is, right? So, is there a difference between your lane and your passion?
Okay.
I think that all kind of go. I think that they all kind of go together. I think if you have a passion that's along the line within staying in your lane, yeah.
All right, so I'm like write some stuff down. Like, all right, trying to figure out, all right, what works best for Larry Banks. I love cooking, and every now and then I go get into these things where I want to do a breakfast truck, right? I want to get doing that, but then I could talk good game, but I'm like, I'm good, but I'm gonna do it because I know Kaneem would drive all the way to my truck because I'm gonna have the
Hey, bro, I tell you what, you make it to Georgia, we'll make that breakfast truck happen. Long as you gonna operate it every day. You know what I'm saying? We can make that breakfast truck happen because I mean that's a niche. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That's a niche that ain't a lot of folks doing. So if you can make that breakfast truck work, you know what I'm saying? We that's definitely a niche now. I mean, I see a lot of food trucks, and ain't nobody just specifically doing breakfast. You know what I'm saying?
And people love breakfast all day.
Yeah. You throw some eggs on that, the folks gonna come to you.
It's just a burger. Throw an egg on it.
It'll close at 12 o'clock. See, I was being lazy. That's how I'm gonna do breakfast.
Oh yeah, it's just, as long as you up there and out there at 5 a.m., you got to be out there now. You can't be waking up at 5 a.m. You got to be out there at 5 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to be out there at 5 a.m.
Boss is spoken.
Workout.
Right. Just said how successful in the car business because it was fun for me. 34 years playing in the sandbox.
There you go.
Yeah.
I feel you. All right. So we appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I want to thank Mr. E.T. Murray for coming through, hanging out with us on this
Hold on,
Financial
hold on,
Tuesday.
hold on, AD. Hold on, AD. Hold on, slow down now.
Yeah.
It's E.T. Murray the third. You got to say the whole
My
thing like
bad.
a
The
Tribe
third.
Called
My
Quest.
bad. My bad. E.T. Murray the third. So
Yeah.
Carolyn said E.T. Money. Is that E.T.?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
ET money.
I kind of like that. I like that
That,
name. I didn't know if I could use
hey,
that. I did.
that's it. That's his Brothers of Legacy tag name.
There you go. E.T. Money. There you go. Oh, so we appreciate it for being here. You guys make sure you following
on
him.
this on this
He's got a
national
YouTube channel.
pickleball day.
You said what?
On this national pickleball day.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. It's National Pickleball Day, guys.
Now,
Make sure you guys
ain't that one of you Negroes played no pickleball.
National
Y'all,
Pickleball Day.
y'all
Not
think
yet.
y'all
We
finna
don't know yet.
celebrate.
It's Friday. Friday, I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna have some teams. I'm gonna have some names. I'm gonna
Oh,
highlight some players
that's why y'all ain't play no pickleball. Y'all trying to celebrate
who the
pickleball day.
owners of some teams. We're gonna talk about it all.
You
Pickleball
do,
Day.
yeah. I think y'all will do better with National Apple Pie Day. Y'all know about apple but have your fun. Have your fun. If you're going to pickleball, do your pickleball.
Oh man. All right, gentlemen. we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Mental Health Wednesday. And make sure if you are ready to burn that fat, that COVID weight, get with my man Larry Banks. We'll be working out at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on, hang out with us, Jeff. 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So make sure you do that. So we appreciate you for being here. And just so y'all know, E.T. Murray the Third, I got connected by Mr. Larry Banks. I just make sure I make those connections. These brothers is bringing other brothers on, so I appreciate you guys for being here and being a part
For
of all
sure.
that we do. Thank you guys for sharing. Sharing is caring. Make sure you get out. Oh, come on, Jeff. He said 1 a.m. You barely going to sleep. Go on, get this workout and then go to bed. Go on, get the workout, then go to bed. So make sure you are. He said, "I'm trying to." Sir, no, sir, no, ma'am, no, sir. No excuses, no excuses. So make sure you stay safe, make good choices, play some pickleball today. There we go. get it in on this National Pickleball Day. Earl, I gotta ask you. You don't have to answer, but on this platform, we having this discussion that Kaneem brought up earlier in the show about Mr. DJT, Donald J. Trump. Jail or no jail?
You ain't got to answer if you don't want to, bro.
So he thinking.
Do I think it's going to take place?
Yes. Is he going to jail? Suspense. He said, "I'll look up."
That's going to be an interesting one right there.
He's on the fence. Okay, interesting one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go say no jail because.
Oh, don't nobody want to hear the rest of that statement. Don't nobody want to hear the rest of that statement.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being
hold that to yourself, Earl. Hold that to yourself.
He didn't want to catch a chair to the head. He didn't want to catch a chair to the head. That's what that was.
Oh, I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
No jail.
You gentlemen enjoy the rest of y'all day. Bye, Earl.
All right, you guys make sure you stay safe, make good choices. 988, if you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis, make sure you dial 988. Very important. Suicides are up and people are dealing with some serious depression. So make sure you check in on your people, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, your cousins, your nephews, your nieces. Check on them as well. And as we close, know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. Stay safe and always make good choices and play some pickleball. All right. Peace out.